Well, it goes without saying, you guys saw the outburst, the outpour of emotion by our players and our staff. Certainly a game that was really hard fought. Extremely proud of our guys. Word cannot describe how proud we are of them, the way we continue just to play football. And we always talk about the harder it gets, the better we play, and that showed up in the second half. And really thankful for the way that they pour everything they have into it and come out with the victory today.
So first question to your right, Coach Matt.
Your offense started out really well in the first drive, and then it just got stuck.
It did.
And 6 of your last 4 drives, you went the length of the field,
Yeah.
scored touchdowns. What got that going in the second half?
Well, like you said, we went right down. We had we were running the ball effectively in that first drive. They jumped into an odd type / bear front, which made it difficult on some of our open edge runs, as opposed to 3-man surface runs. We thought we could get them in there. We thought we could get the backside 3 technique cut off. We didn't. Blame me, I was a little bit stubborn in trying to make that happen. And then we just changed personnel groupings, gotten more of our 21 personnel stuff. Mark Soro did a great job seeing that up top and changed it, and we were able to get in some of our gap schemes, our zone schemes, our split zone schemes, and started moving the ball and started really coming off the football and knocking the line of scrimmage back.
Those are adjustments that came in the third quarter from Arroyo or at halftime?
Well, before halftime, I know we threw it a little bit. We had, I believe it was 3 or 4 3-and-outs. We were protecting really well. We were, and the weather was nowhere near as bad as we thought it would be. Justin had a lot of time to throw. We saw some things that we thought we could hit in our passing game, and we wanted to stay aggressive, but then realized, we've got to get to maybe a little bit more of a controlled passing game. We've got to run the football more effectively to put ourselves in better down and distance situations, and when we started doing it in the second half, it worked out well.
Right to your left, Ryan.
Mario, the second to last scoring drive, you went for it on 4th and 1 with your own 34.
Mm-hmm.
There was still a lot of time left, but did you feel like it was go time at that if you're going to pull out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We felt that our guys were really coming off the ball well. We felt like we had a really good idea of what they were playing to our 2 tight sets, and felt that we were going to win. We were going to win that particular situation, and so and it gave us a lot of momentum. We know how our guys are really momentum driven. Once they got that going, it kind of sparked everything else.
Third row to your right, Coach Steve.
All right, Justin, that's I think the biggest comeback of his career, coming from 14 down. What did you see, not just on the field, but just kind of the sideline from him? Did you get a feel for him as you're down 14 and the comeback's coming?
Yes, sir. He's just unfazed. He's a complete professional. He had taken a shot too. We thought maybe it could have been a late hit that was not called, but he wasn't flustered. He wasn't upset. He just, I see this. I like this, coach. We could run that. We're going to win this game. Everything was just positive. Everything was just leadership oriented. He was excellent.
Front row, Eric.
Was CJ available in the second half, and didn't speak to how much Travis and Cyrus and hard run are going to make?
They all ran hard. CJ got a little bit nicked up, nothing too serious, but the other guys got hot. And, sometimes you want to go with the hot hand, and certainly those 2 guys, they were playing really well.
I guess back specifically on Cyrus, though, it seemed like he broke a lot of tackles on a couple of those last drives.
He's a big guy. He's 215 pounds, 218 pounds, but I don't think people realize how agile he is. He was able to jump cut himself out of a couple looked like sure tackles, also broke several tackles at the second level. And I never knew he could jump that high, but that was a phenomenal display of athleticism. And this team and this organization, this brotherhood, is very important to Cyrus. And when he got his opportunity, and when he has gotten his opportunities, I should say, he's come through.
Straight back in the cameras, Warren.
Coach, back here. Your defense has played so well before this game. What happened early on? They were gashing you guys for big runs. They were opening up big holes. What was going on the defensive front?
Well, I think our defense ended up playing well at the end. I don't think our defense played poorly. What they did in the first half, saw all the shifts and trades, right? And some of the zip motions with the tight ends to crack the defensive end and get the ball outside where they felt they were going to have more success getting the ball out on the perimeter. And then they did a nice job mixing it up with some of the inside zone stuff. And credit to them, that was a really good plan. We started setting edges a lot better in the second half. We started defending the pass. We got some heat on the quarterback the last couple of drives, and that really was the difference. We probably gave him too much time, early in the game, and he's really effective. He's a really good football player. So, but as the game went on, I think our guys they started realizing, wait a second, we need to go do this. We need to play Oregon football, and we did.
Right next to Warren, Brett.
Coach, in the second half, the team really embraced the running game. You grounded and pounded it for most of that second half. Do you think that's what helped lead to the comeback later in the second half?
Without a doubt. Late October up in the Pacific Northwest, right? The elements. And I thought it was a beautiful day considering, right? But when you start pounding the ball and you start having the ability to get 4, 5, 6, and 8, 10-yard chunks, it changes things, right? You start to wear down people, you start to wear down opponents, and at the end of the day, you know how we feel about our offensive line. We feel those guys are as good as anybody or better than anybody in the country, and it was time to ride them a little bit. But credit to the running backs, really special credit to the tight ends. Those guys, I'll tell you, we've had Cam McCormick go down right before the year even started. He tried to come back. Jake Breland went down last week. And both these guys, Hunter Campmoyer and Ryan Bay, they played an excellent game, and their physicality really made a huge difference in us running the football today.
Right in front, James, and then Ken.
Marlon, more than 3 there that played the end of the third quarter probably changes the entire game. The decision to not only go, and I'm not sure if he could have gone for the kick, but going and dialing up that play from Cal a couple weeks ago. Just walk us through the thought process of that play and how pivotal that was to the offense.
We were going to call it. We had our mind set that was going to be the call in that situation, and so we went with it. Stay aggressive, brother. Stay aggressive.
How pivotal was that? Because it's definitely it seemed to swing momentum.
Yeah, it did. I just think there were several. I mean, if you look at those last several drives, there were so many plays that, maybe sparked momentum and others that kept the momentum going. Because, again, they have a good defense. They have a lot of players that have seen a lot of football, good tacklers, and it just seemed that we were really, really hard to stop there those last several drives. And, yeah, we were sparked by that play and a couple others.
To the right, Ken.
You touched on the defense earlier, but just how important was it the way they played the last quarter and a half to shut them out after that?
Close it out. They really did. They closed it out. They held them the field goal when we had given the other team really good field position. Shame on us for doing that. But they just rose to the occasion. They played to their strengths. They played to their capabilities like they know how. And they knew all along. We were very close. We were very close on knocking down some balls, on tipping some passes, on coverage, maybe up just one step over the top or underneath where we could have had an interception or a deflected pass. And then we started getting some pressure on the quarterback, and that ultimately made the biggest difference.
All the way to the right, Matt.
The touchdown pass to Jalen Red. It seemed like that was his same play that you ran last year to win the game. Instead of handing it off, you threw it to Red instead. Was that the right same play call? And what did you see?
There's a lot of overlap. I think as the weeks have gone on, what we've done, Coach Arroyo and the offensive staff have done a nice job of complementing what we've done with plays that have overlap, and from a formational standpoint, from an eye wash standpoint, that gives us the option to do something like that, or run the ball at the other side, or take a shot down the field in 6- and 7-man protection. So I think all the compliments are now paying off, and it's similar. I guess I should have answered it with that short answer.
Did you see that they sensed a run? Because I don't think anyone was really expecting it.
Well, I mean, they were playing man, and they were playing not zero, but they were playing, old school bear, like the old buddy Ryan, cover 3 interior guys, edge guys, linebacker right in the middle. You got 4 angles. Nose tackle's got a one-on-one with the center. You try to run inside zone, you got to pick which way to go, and you're still going to have a linebacker and a safety fill in the C gap. So that stuff's hard. It's hard to run the ball there. So it was the right call.
We got time for 3 more. We're going to go Ryan, AJ, then Bree. Ryan, to your left, Coach.
Mario, this rivalry dates back so far to 1900. What does it mean to you? As a head coach, you've been a part on the winning end of 2 of the classic games.
Incredible rivalry. I mean, we knew it. I mean, let's call it what it is. For us to continue to achieve some of the goals that we've set out for ourselves, we were going to have to go to the home of the defending conference champs, and credit to them because they did win the conference last year. They're still alive in it just like everybody else, but we were going to have to win on the road and win in a very tough environment. And so this is a huge moment. It's a huge rivalry for our fans. It's a huge rivalry for our state, and it's one of the best ones in college football. I've been lucky enough to be a part of some other ones, and this one is as good or better than any one of those I've been around. And it's intense. I would have brought I didn't leave the kids home because it's too intense. They would have come anyways. But I mean, everyone feels it. Our players feel it, and our players again found a way to get it done.
AJ, to your
Coach,
left, Coach.
going off of that, this is the closest game you guys have won on the road since you've been head coach in Oregon, arguably the biggest one for this program since you've been a head coach. What was it that made this group capable of getting over the hump?
I think this has been 2 years in the making. I think, I was speaking outside, I think it was with Holly Rowe, and we like to take snapshots of progress, right? Because I remember arriving here And when I arrived here, there was talk about a 70-21 game. And then I was a co-coordinator and an offensive line coach, and then we came up here, and the game was 38-3, right? And then all of a sudden, now these games are really tight. They're hard-fought games. It relates to some of our other opponents as well, right? And to me, it's, it really has nothing to do with me. It has to do with our program, the way we collectively, as a staff, as people, as a brotherhood, as an organization, how we have set up a blueprint that demands mental toughness and accountability, and it's starting to really pay off in the tight games, in clutch situations where you're going to have to be at your very best to have a chance to get it done.
Last one all the way in the back, coach, to your left, Bree.
When everybody else was celebrating after the game, you included the coaches, everybody. Lamar Winston Jr. is huddled with a group of probably 4 or 5 guys, and he's coaching, teaching. I'm not exactly sure what he was saying, but does that surprise you at all, and what kind of human is Lamar?
Well, Lamar is, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I could go right up and down our roster and talk about how we have so many guys that you would want your son to be like when they grow up and when they have an opportunity to be in the same shoes Lamar is. Lamar has poured his heart and soul into this, along with the rest of those guys. Troy, I could go up and down the list. You know our guys. So when you do that and when you overcome, a 14-point deficit on the road, when things were looking a little bit shaky, when you trusted a process, when you're sitting there on sprint number whatever way back in January thinking, man, what are we doing? Is this coach out of his mind? They realize that, hard work done the right way, it pays off, and it paid off for our football program today.